to this as a finalist. So I'm Sarah Lockman, Head of Sustainability at Greenomy. So who is Greenomy? So this is our team. We are now more than 20 members with different backgrounds, different experiences from the European Commission, from the Luxembourg Stock Exchange, EY, etc. So we built this Belgian RegTech, and we were very honored and to be awarded in really like different competition at the EU level, but also globally. And we are shortlisted at the G20 Tech Sprint, which is very exciting, and waiting like for the announcement of the winners very, very soon. So we hope, cross fingers for us. So what we do, so Greenomy is a SaaS platform, which is cloud-based. Our mission is really to help companies to digitalize their sustainability reporting, because as you know, until now, we didn't know how to define which activity is sustainable. And the European Commission defined a tool, a classification tool, which is the EU taxonomy, to see which activity are green or which are not. So we codified this regulation into a simplest workflow for our clients. So the main mission is really like to digitalize the sustainability reporting from end to end, and also to simplify the taxonomy for the different players, which are financial, non-financial players. We have NGOs, advisory firms, etc. But beyond compliance, we really want to help companies to accelerate their transition into more sustainable future. So as you know, sustainable finance is really booming after the COVID crisis, and there are more and more regulations to come. So that's why at Greenomy, we want really to codify all the EU legislations regarding the sustainable finance. So here we are tackling the most challenges that all our clients and industry, the financial and non-financial industry are facing, which is a lack of sustainability experts. There is also a cost regarding the compliance or the non-compliance with these mandatory regulations, EU regulations, which are the EU taxonomy, the SFDR, which is the Sustainable Finance Disclosure Regulation, where asset managers, firms are obliged to disclose which part of their portfolio is green. And also regarding our market size, so as these regulations are for this first step, targeting listed companies and large companies for the next 2 years, but with the coming regulations such as the CSRD, which is the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, which target more the SMEs to disclose their non-financial reporting. So our market size is really like growing while these regulations are coming and are becoming more mandatory for our clients. So what we do? So we took all these regulations and we codified into 3 main portals, which are the company portal, where companies can screen their activities against the EU taxonomy requirements. And at the end, they will have a sustainability reporting with the information about their the alignment of the turnover, the CapEx and OpEx, which are the mandatory KPIs in the EU taxonomy. And once the company provided this data, which are not available now at the market. So this is really like our main approach is to take a bottom-up approach, which means to take really the raw data directly from the companies and then enable auditors and third-party verifiers to certify this data in our audit portal or assurance portal. Once the data are certified, they are available through APIs to investors through the investor portal, where investors can screen their portfolio against the EU taxonomy, and also for banks to screen their loan books, trading books, banking book against the EU taxonomy. So it's really like to create this ecosystem around the EU sustainability and sustainability reporting. So this is really our basis, the offer that we have.
Sarah, so, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead. Sure.
For this type of platforms, I imagine investors will not want to go to 15 different portals. So it might be type of market of, you know, one wins it all. How will you make sure you win it all? How will you? Sorry. How do you make? I mean, if there are competitors, how do you make? What will make your solution? Yeah, take a big market share.
Yeah. So there is one thing regarding the data. So we work mainly with other data providers such as Sustainalytics, MSCI, etc. But this kind of data providers do not have really like the raw data to compute the alignment of the companies against the EU taxonomy. So they can have just like the turnover, the CapEx and OpEx information at high level, but not really like at the activity level. And which is good for the investor. It's through the investor portal, they have like three main options, I would say. The company can screen their activities. If the company already screened, their activities in our company portal, so the scores are available for the investor. The second one is they can request other companies to come and do the screening, so they will have the information. And the third option is for the investor, if they use Sustainalytics, or MSCI, they can have access to their data as well if they don't want to request the company to do the screening. So our added value is really to create this ecosystem and help the investor, because now as of January 2022, the investors and the banks should disclose their non-financial information, but the underlying information, which are the issuers here, the companies are not obliged to do it. So they need to start reporting and disclosing their non-financial information. So like they can for their financing, for instance, for the next year or the next 2 years, but also as from 2024, they have to report the non-financial reporting under the CSRD. So this is like the first exercise for the financial institutions to do it, but they need the companies to do the screening as well. So I don't know if
it answers my question. I maybe have a small follow-up question. I see 4 important stakeholders here. Who will pay fees, or is it all 4 of them?
So here we have different subscriptions. It really depends on the business model. So for instance, if we work with an asset manager, so he will pay for the investor portal and he can invite freely the companies to do the screening, but the companies cannot share the results, the reporting with other stakeholders and for their own use. So they need to pay the subscription to use it for other stakeholders.
To broadcast it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the same for the banks, but also for advisory firms, what we offer, or the audit firms, what we offer them is also they need to they can pay, but they will need to also request some payment from the client against their auditing, or advisory services.
You focus on the EU taxonomy. Do you plan to do other stuff that are also important for companies like B Corp, CDP, GRI, and others kind of reporting?
Yeah. So for the moment, we focus on the mandatory regulation. So as you know, as from next January, listed companies and financial institutions should perform this exercise. So they need to do it. And we are now working on including the non-mandatory regulations such as GRI, TCFD, we have the CDP, and SDGs. So we want to include this non-mandatory regulations so we can help the client to capture already the data that he generated, computed, etc., and then input it into our platform. So he will not like do the work twice or multiple times. And this is also like the main added value, because if a company I don't know, there are multiple investors, so they will do the exercise once, and they will not have to redo the exercise every time the investor or the bank request some non-financial information.
How far are you today? How far are you today in terms of clients, effective impact, and what do you expect from like a support of BrightWolves that we could bring? What's like your upcoming challenge, or you need help?
Yeah, for the moment, what we really are struggling, because now we are mainly working with corporates and financial institutions from the Netherlands, UK, France, and Luxembourg. And we as a Belgian startup, we really want to work with corporates here in Belgium, and we want to combine your know-how, because you have like the subject matter expertise and experts, and we have the technology. So we really want to help us how to tackle the Belgian market, how to expand our market coverage, and what we can do together to support companies to do their non-financial reporting. So for us, we have the technology, we have the tool, we have the EU taxonomy expertise, but we need like the advisory firm to help us really to expand our offering. And how we can do it. So what we offer is, sorry?
In fact, you even need a lot of consulting companies, because this kind of taxonomy reporting will be linked to the strategy of the company.
No, it's really linked to the consultancy, because there are really a lot of things to do in the EU taxonomy. And now the clients, even the banks, when we discussed with them, they are enabled with their own resources to do it on their own, or even just directly with us, because they need like consultants to help them like to integrate the tool, to help them also to verify if they are compliant with
what I mean is that the taxonomy normally should enable companies to be more sustainable. So it's in a way a tool or a trigger to make them change of behavior, and they need for that change to adapt.
Exactly.
And use the taxonomy as a tool and not only as paperwork that needs to be done.
Yeah, but it's very huge. Huh? It's not like just a small classification. It's really huge, because it's different of what clients are doing before. Because as I said, everyone, like for instance, using TCFD, the others is SDGs, but the raw data that is requested from the EU taxonomy isn't available in the TCFD or the SDGs, or even the GRI or Grace B or other non-mandatory requirements. So because in the EU taxonomy, we have, like, for instance, if I take a company like having some plants doing some, I don't know, producing electricity via solar photovoltaic panels, for instance. So they need to do the exercise for each unit. So for each plant, to split really like their turnovers by plant, by activity, by macro sector. So it's really huge work. So that's why we really need consultants to do this preliminary work with clients, where to find the data, how to compute everything, and then once the data is not to compute, but just to gather the data, because we cannot do it ourselves, and then we can input this data in our tool. And the client can have his or her sustainability reporting.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It's the time is over for the pitching time. Thanks a lot for this great pitch.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.